Hi gamers! I meant to do this recent collecting video last week, but I've been playing so much Metal Gear Solid 5 and Destiny that I just didn't feel like it. Now I finally found the time to do this little video, so... but if you want to hear my thoughts on Metal Gear Solid 5 and Destiny, stay until the end of the video. I'm gonna be talking more on those games then. This is an unusual video because all the games that I show that I've got recently are modern games, so not a single retro game here, but I do have a couple of retro consoles with a twist, and let's start this video with those. First up, I got here a PlayStation 2 console, the first model, and this looks like a normal console. But actually it's something a bit different. Let's take a look at the back here, and as you can see, this is a PlayStation 2 debugging station, and it's not a developer's tool. Those are a little bit different machines, but as a debugging station, for example, all the press used these when they were reviewing games that weren't store copies yet, finished copies yet. These debugging stations play unique alpha and beta discs, and I think I have a couple of those discs in my closet somewhere, but it's just a nice piece of PlayStation and Sony history to have this debugging station. And a similar item, here we have this Wii reader, basically a debugging station as well, and you can spot it from this Luigi green front plate here. And otherwise it's a similar looking console, and has the GameCube ports here and all. And I think I should cover up some, as it says here, resale prohibited, so the person who sold this to me didn't really have the permission to do so, but thanks to him I have one. And this is what it looks like here on the back. So it says RVT, so Revolution, as was the Wii's code name, and reader. Not sure what is the reasoning behind that name. PlayStation 2 debugging station tells me a lot more than Revolution reader, but still a cool little piece of Nintendo history here. And yeah, now that I got these quite rare machines out of the way, let's dive into the games. First up, for the Xbox One, I got Rare Replay. And yeah, this is probably one of the best deals in gaming history. 30 games for 30 euros. And these aren't small games, these are AAA titles of their time, and a really nice compilation. Not complete, there's a lot of games missing because Rare did a huge number of games, but this does have a lot of good ones. I think one of the biggest reasons to own this are Jet Force Gemini and Blast Corps, which originally were released on the Nintendo 64, and you haven't been able to play them outside of that console anywhere. So this is, at least I'm really fond of Jet Force Gemini. It's one of my all-time favorite games, and definitely one of my favorite games on the Nintendo 64. I just love that game. And yeah, it's nice that more people can play it these days on a Rare Replay. Then for the PlayStation 4, I got Journey Collector's Edition. I do own this for the PlayStation 3 as well, but it's just nice to have it on the PS4 as well. All of these games look and play gorgeously. Really a nice compilation. Then I got Until Dawn, which is one of the best interactive movie type of games there is. I think it's quite similar to Heavy Rain in many respects, but it does a lot of things better than Heavy Rain. The story and how your actions affect it, and everything just feels it's a really nice package, and you really feel like you're doing life and death decisions all the time, and it's really nice that you can have all of the characters, 8 characters, either dead or living at the end of the game, or anything in between, so there's really a ton of replay value here. I'm currently playing through this with my wife. She's not really a gamer, but she does like to watch some interesting games, and this being one of them. And we'll see. We're doing the decisions together, and we'll see how far we'll get to. Thanks to having to fit 2 people's schedules to play a game, I'm still halfway through the game, but we'll get there. Very good so far. And then we get to Wii U games, and of course I've got plenty of those. Several new releases. First up, of course, I got the Disney Infinity 3.0, the Wii U version as well, if you can see the header here. And another new release was Legend of K Anniversary. This did come out on other platforms as well, but it's nice to have a physical copy on the Wii U as well. And I guess the same can be said about Devil's Third. It's nice to have this game. It's a bit of a... It was almost vaporware at some point. And this was announced years ago, and it did have some hype, but then it died down, and it was resurfaced as a Nintendo funded title, and it's I have played it, even though this is sealed and it's gonna stay that way. I have played it enough that I can say that it's it's campy. It's not terrible. People say that it's one of the worst games ever, but no, it's fun. It's okay, but just you can see that it is a couple of years old, even when it was released now. So it was a bit of dead in the water, and I think it has, I haven't really played it online, but I think it has a small but fun community there. But of course the online aspect would be a lot more livelier on the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One for sure, but still it's a nice addition to the quirky library of the Wii U. And another new release, Bla Latino. Now this is straight up shovelware, and people always say that why do you collect all the bad games for the Wii U, and try to make me feel bad in collecting all the poor ones and wasting my money on them. But the fact is that the Wii U isn't really successful. That means that it has very little shovelware. The more successful a console is, the more shovelware it's gonna get, and as such the Wii U doesn't have a whole lot. It does have some, and Bla Latino is a prime example of it, but that doesn't mean that there isn't any collecting involved, because you can buy this at stores basically, and it's very difficult to find online as well. This is game 3 out of 5 that the O2 publisher has announced, and a couple more to go. And there are no set release dates for these games. They come out when they come out. I found the first 2 games, Fit Music for Wii U and Love Me Buddies Wonderland games I found on Italian eBay. I couldn't find them anywhere else except from Italy. And this one I found on eBay France. So yeah, you know, these have quite small print runs, and it's really fun trying to collect these, even the bad games. So that's it's all good in my opinion. And also got here a couple of more just for collecting titles. I got my fourth version of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for the Wii U, and this one is the special edition, which includes some DLC. Now I'm just missing the fifth version of Black Flag, which is the Black Chest edition. It was only sold online. You can find them on eBay, but I just haven't found the funds to buy it yet. But I will get my fifth version of Black Flag. And a couple of some minor version variants here. I got Just Dance Kids 2014. This is the Scandinavian version, which you have the SCN letters here. It doesn't say anything to you if you're not Scandinavian, but it's just something that dates back to NES and Super NES games, where they have SCN games, Scandinavian games, as a you know, collectors try to get the version that's closest to home, and that's what I'm doing here with some of the Wii U titles as well. And the same can be said for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I did have this already, but this is the not to be sold separately version, came with the machine, and this is also an SCN version, so just a little variant to add to my Wii U collection. And finally, for the Wii U, of course, I got a Super Mario Maker. A great tool. You really can do a whole lot of things with it. I'm not really that big on these creation games. I suck. I just rather play stuff that, well, first and foremost, I like to play stuff that Nintendo has made. And I guess the best thing about this game is that it has dozens of new 2D Mario maps that Nintendo has made, you know, official 2D Mario levels. But I'm really looking forward to. I'm basically just looking on the internet for interesting levels that people say that these are the best Mario Maker levels, and then I try those out. So that's my method of finding new stuff to play. But yeah, it's a really nice package for sure. And finally, I promised to talk about Metal Gear Solid 5 and Destiny. I guess I'll start with MGS 5. I'll put this little piece of cardboard here from back of the collector's edition as a little visual aid here. MGS 5 is it is a fantastic game, but it's not really a good Metal Gear Solid game, in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff wrong with it, like, you know, when compared to Metal Gear Solid games. You know, I'm not one of those people who complain about the amount of cutscenes or how crazy the plot is. To me, that is Metal Gear Solid, and I'm a bit disappointed that you don't have those here. And of course, I'm part of the bandwagon that was very disappointed to see David Hayter go and Kiefer Sutherland take on the role of Big Boss here. That's not to say that I don't like Kiefer, and actually even before they announced that he is gonna be in this game, I thought that Kiefer would make a fine Snake if they make, you know, a movie or TV series out of him. And he does have a nice voice, but he just isn't Snake or Big Boss. David Hayter is. So that was a disappointment for me as well. But what's even more disappointing is that Snake or Big Boss doesn't speak a lot in this game. He speaks on the tapes, but a lot of times he's just silent in the cutscenes, of which there aren't that many. So can't really say about, can't really put my finger on what Big Boss is supposed to be in this game. And like my friend from work, Ville, who is a huge Metal Gear fan, said that you know, Big Boss feels like he's demented, and yeah, he is. He has a big piece of shrapnel in his brain, so I guess that fits. But it just doesn't lend itself to a great story, in my opinion. But you know, with that out of the way, the gameplay is perfect. You know, it's so fluent. Fox engine is a great engine, 60 frames per second at all times. Looks great, sounds great, and it's really a joy to play. And I'm really hooked on trying to get more stuff to my mother base and tinkering with different aspects of the game, and your equipment is just really fun. I have to admit that Destiny came in at a time where I haven't finished Metal Gear Solid 5 yet, so I can't speak for the ending, which seems to have people riled up. So don't really have that high hopes of a great ending to a great series. But still, of course, I'm gonna be finishing this soon, as soon as I get some Destiny quests out of the way. And yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid 5. It's a great game, and everybody should play it. But in my opinion, not the best Metal Gear Solid game. And finally, Destiny. The Taken King is out, and I have been playing this quite a bit. I know that people have been playing this for a ridiculous amount of time. I haven't been playing that long as many people, even in my circles, have. But I would still say that Destiny is the game that I've played the most, which is about 250 hours. And I've really enjoyed Destiny from the start, but it did start to get a little stale at some point, so I haven't played now for I think like 7 months. And but now with the Taken King, it was high time to get back in, and Bungie has really done a good job with the expansion. They have listened to all the stuff that people were complaining about and fixed them or added them in. There's a ton of content here. It's really refreshing that you have so many quests and so much to do that you can't really even decide on what to do. So that's completely different on the old Destiny, where you had your grinding chores and do that week in, week out. But this time you actually have choice on what to do, and it's overwhelming in a good way. And I also love the fact that you can again, after a really long pause, you can really build your character again. You know, you get your every little piece of equipment takes you closer to the maximum light, which this time is not at all easy to attain. And you're just scrounging up little bits and pieces here and there, and do little progress at a time. So it's a really nice experience. And yeah, can't really. I haven't played the raid yet. But I'm lucky to be in a position that I have friends that do raids. So really happy to give that one a go, and I'm sure that the content will dry up in a few weeks after you've really grinded them all out. But until then, I'm just really happy to be playing Destiny again. I really love the game. It's a well-crafted shooter and at its core, and I'm really happy with the content now again for the first time in 7 months. So here's to many more years with the Destiny. And yeah, that was it for my video this time. I showed some games and talked about half the time on what I've thought about the games that I've played. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.